Although DJI were the first to invent the gimbal vlogging camera, especially with the Pocket 3, which took the market by storm, Insta360 have been paying attention, and although they've started with a spherical 360 camera as their masterpiece, they've grown into a strong competitor across the action camera lineup, and now they've put their own spin on what a pocket camera should be with this, the Insta360 Lunar Ultra. Insta360 really isn't holding anything back from the Lunar Ultra. It's an impressive first effort that ticks many of the boxes. The Lunar uses what's now a templated design for vlogging cams. Its baton-styled body fits comfortably in the hand and features a 3-axis gimbal, brushless motors and gyros to keep the camera steady and level, capturing footage with a floating look. We find the main camera capsule at the very top, housing 2 lenses, the main being a 1-inch 20mm equivalent lens with an impressively bright f1.8 aperture, which will give the same depth of field as a 20mm f5 full-frame lens, and the second being a 60mm equivalent telephoto system. This collects a bit less light with its darker f2 aperture and smaller type 1/1.3 sensor, but both are able to capture at up to 8K, which is impressive considering the physical size. More on these shortly. Otherwise, we have the familiar 3-axis gimbal design leading down to the hand grip, which contains the built-in 1550mAh battery, good for around 4 hours of usage, depending upon capture settings of course, as well as a 3-microphone array, the main of which is covered with a detachable windscreen, which is a nice added touch and should help provide clearer audio capture. While the unit does incorporate 47GB of internal storage, a memory card slot is tucked in behind a rubber flap, which is always my first choice for storage to be fair, even though internal memory is great as a backup option. Otherwise, there's a single USB port down below for charging and data transfer, with a flat bottom for setting the unit upright, but otherwise there's no direct mounting thread though, I'm afraid. That's done with the modular components. A small extension handle is supplied, as well as a battery extension handle if purchased as a package, which will top up the internal battery when attached, as well as provide a little added length to the hand grip. Either way, these clip onto the bottom, moving the USB port to the rear, but now also providing a standard 1/4" 20 thread for mounting, as well as these flip-out metal feet should you really need to stand the unit up in a pinch. They're handy, but truth be told, they are a little flimsy, and it's too easy to tip the Lunar over when they're extended. If you want to set the camera down on a table to record, it's worth investing in a cheap mini tripod instead. Otherwise, it's business as usual here, especially if you've used a DJI variant in the past. So the twisting screen also works as a power switch, although as usual when powering for the first time you will need to follow the activation procedure, as the Lunar Ultra won't work otherwise, an annoyance that doesn't seem manufacturers will ever want to get rid of, but on the plus side, connecting to the app will also help bring the firmware up to the latest version too. And the activation itself takes literally a second. That aside, the 2-inch OLED screen has great viewing angles and excellent touch response. It reaches 1000 nits, so you can get a clear view of the frame on a sunny day, using swipe gestures and screen taps to change most settings, and everything is where you'd expect it to be if you've used other touchscreen action cameras before. No huge surprises there, with icons around the outer sides to tap and access settings and features in a pinch. You can also check battery life of both the camera as well as the remote module individually. Another nice touch, all pretty straightforward. As for physical controls, there are 2 configurable buttons under the screen, each supporting single and double click actions. Neither offer many options, but it's definitely a nice to have for some of the most common actions, and they're always there rather than being covered by the screen when it's in portrait orientation, as is the case with DJI's Pocket series. Further down below the screen you'll find the joystick that pans and tilts the gimbal, a record button, and an up-down switch to adjust zoom. The joystick doubles up as a button, supporting multiple clicks to perform different actions. Movement can be a little jerky if you're using it while capturing video though, even on its slowest setting, and it only offers 4-way control when used manually, so is limited in that regard. Nevertheless, that brings us onto the headline feature of the Lunar Ultra, which, in my opinion, is not the dual cameras, but the detachable front control panel. Not only does it contain the small 2-inch screen, but it also has an array of camera controls, providing the ability to remotely control the camera with not only a live view, but also the ability to capture audio thanks to the built-in mic at the very tip, all while the camera sits unmanned, a first for cameras of this nature. It docks and undocks really well, with clips securing it into position nicely, and once in place there's no wiggle room at all. It's held firm. Contacts are used for communication and charging the internal battery, where there's some clever algorithm that maintains a balancing act. Note, however, that does also mean if you lose this remote or the battery depletes, you literally have no way to control the camera at all. All in all though, the Lunar Ultra's control layout is very good, and very familiar if you're used to using any of Insta360's cameras in the past. The 2-inch screen is a little on the small side, making it hard to get a good gauge on detail and focus, but that's to be expected from a Pocket series camera, although it does of course pair with the Insta360 smartphone companion app, where you'll get a larger preview, making it easier to change settings or focal distances. It does of course have all the bells and whistles when editing footage for social media too, easily the best companion app out there right now, although personally I still prefer the desktop app for editing content. When it comes to performance then, the dual lenses are a real benefit. The main wide-angle lens starts with a 20mm equivalent angle and provides 2 times lossless up to 40mm, and at 60mm the camera switches over to its second lens for 3 times optical, 6 times lossless at 120mm, and punches right into 12 times lossy, 240mm, where quality does drop a little due to its digital nature. It's an incredibly versatile coverage range though, and it remains nice and relatively sharp, as long as you stick to the lossless ranges, that is. You will, however, notice a very slight jump in the image as well as a slight colour shift when the unit switches between lenses. Probably nothing an ordinary viewer would notice unless you really look for it, but it is there nonetheless. I found I generally set zoom levels before capturing though, so it wasn't much of a drawback for my style of shooting. Otherwise though, video capture itself is beautiful. Its video engine records 10-bit footage at up to 4K 120, or 8K 30 in 16:9 or 235:1 widescreen, although only 3K 60 in portrait. Otherwise it supports 10 out-of-camera color profiles in 10-bit SDR, includes a Dolby Vision HDR option that looks great on a big screen or modern smartphones, and offers iLog for experts, Insta360's flat profile that ramps down colours and contrast to give editors a neutral starting point for colour correction, capturing up to 14 stops of dynamic range. And it all works exceptionally well. The built-in gimbal does its job, keeping videos smooth and level for the most part, and we have all the most common stabilization modes to choose from, locking particular axes as and when you need, depending upon how you're using the camera and the type of footage you're looking to produce. No issues there at all. Subject tracking works exceptionally well, so the lens will pan and tilt to keep the subject in view. The tracking algorithm is really impressive here. Even when losing the subject for a few seconds, as soon as it redetects, tracking is back on. And of course that removable panel as well as the built-in microphone makes for a true one-man camera crew style setup, letting the Lunar Ultra track movements and keep the subject in frame while you're monitoring its decision making with the removable front plate, all working wonderfully well. Now, when it comes to audio, the camera's built-in microphones do a really good job, actually. So does the microphone built into the remote control module, which is what you're listening to right now. You also, of course, have the option of the Mic Pro, which will give you the most pro-level audio capture, complete with 32-bit float and all the other pro settings it comes with. As you would expect, they all work seamlessly with each other. No issues there at all. As for other modes then, the slow motion shots that can be produced are really nice, making for some buttery smooth shots that can be incorporated perfectly into projects. Time lapses are equally as good, even though there's no way to add movement into time lapses, which is a bit of a letdown, but hopefully something that a firmware update will add sooner rather than later. Otherwise though, all the modes work exceptionally well, as we would expect. Like many action cameras, the Lunar Ultra has a dedicated low light mode. This mode limits you to 4K recording at up to 60 frames per second, but no longer supports iLog, so it's either one or the other. Conveniently, it can be manually selected, or it will automatically engage when light levels drop. It certainly does result in clean looking low light video, so if you plan to use the Luna Ultra in low light situations, it will do a great job. It really is a one for all type device, still managing to grapple detail in challenging conditions and handling it all really well. Honestly, I could go on. There's so much packed into this camera and it continues to impress me every time I use it. This really is more than just a vlogging camera. It's more a versatile creative tool that excels at everything from YouTube videos and travel content to photography and everyday filmmaking. It's a solid all-rounder. And while shooting in the summer heat of Dubai, although I found both the gimbal handle and removable screen do get quite hot to the touch, I never encountered any overheating or even saw a warning, which is a definite win. Throughout my use of this camera so far then, I've found the Luna Ultra to be an exceptionally capable all-rounder. While it does have a few minor quirks, such as occasional issues when switching lenses during recording and slight colour shifts between cameras, for a first generation product from Insta360, the Luna Ultra delivers a remarkably polished experience and represents an impressive achievement that I'm sure will mature with future firmware updates.